And rock and roll. All right, good. So for those of you watching on Facebook, you've been watching for a few minutes. We just went live and with in a recording. Thanks for being here tonight. This is our leaders roundtable. It's really really designed so you can hear from everybody else here on the team and what's going on. But before I do anything, I want to. We got some new people on the line here, especially one new person, Ray down in Florida. Ray, raise your hand, make a noise so we know where you are.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, hey. So Ray hit Palladium. Ray hit Palladium about an hour ago.
Congratulations.
How cool is that? 16 days. We're not sure the day he signed up. 16 or 17 days. Ray is rocking. He's brought on some rock stars to the business too. So cool stuff. Congratulations, man.
Well, it's not just me. Got a great team. Great team.
Absolutely. You got some awesome people. I mean, you've been bringing on some real networkers, and that's really cool. So awesome. I just want to point it out and just say congrats, man. That's really for me hitting Palladium is that first real business level. It's a place where you got the 350 lifestyle bonus. You're making $1,000 or so a month. You're kind of it's the first level that you couldn't do probably on your own. Well, you had to start thinking you're a team, and you got to work with your team. So, and you do have an amazing team. So, awesome, man. Congrats.
Thanks.
So, Owena, we got you. If you can get your camera going, we're good to go. So, there's Owena coming out here. Cool. Guys, I tell you what, tonight's call is really for the team to hear from you guys. I had a couple announcements to make. We'll get to those later. The most pressing thing is we got this big Saturday, June 3rd coming up. And on June 3rd, we have our sampling Saturday. The goal is to share for the company-wide to share 60,000 times. Randy's, I think, going to be in Hawaii. Jake is going to be in, I think, Florida. Somebody's going to be in California. Somebody in Utah. This thing, they're going to come out with a lot of things so we can blow up social media and like that. But this is a sharing. How are you guys putting together plans for? How are you planning on sharing on June 3rd? Love to hear your opinions. I know the team would.
I'll start a bit. I actually put on Facebook. There are town groups and there are county groups, and I put in those groups a message for any health and wellness center, gyms, to book with me for that day. If they want to bring in new customers for their business, I'll come and hand out some products for a weight loss product in their gym. And we've got a social media revolution going on with it, tagging and so forth. And so if anybody would like to do that, I'll come to your location for an hour or so, be able to hand out some free samples. Book with, and I put an urgency with it as well. Book with me quick, because I'm going to be moving around, and I'm going to take the bookings based upon who's going to provide the most amount of traffic at what time. And so, I'll help you, if you have a free trial or membership at your gym and you want to incorporate something like this with your members that come in, it's a fantastic way to be able to incorporate this along with your product or service that you're offering as a trial to your customers or members.
Cool. So you're going to bring trim with you, or are they buying it themselves, Rich?
I'm going to give them the option. So I'm going to offer them the option to be able to continue doing it all day long and have a sample builder box themselves. Okay. If not, I'll bring it myself. But in that case, I'm not sharing the customers. If I'm coming and I'm bringing it, I'm getting the leads, I'm taking their names, I'm providing the product, and I'm taking any orders and customers from it. If they have the product there, then it's theirs. I'll help work with them, answer questions, and so forth. Right. Then the orders will be all theirs.
Okay. Cool. So you went the gym route, that kind of thing. Joy, what did you come up with? Because I thought your idea worked too. Similar to Rich's, but what are you doing? What are we doing?
Actually, it was your idea. And what we decided to do is to book 3 times, maybe like 10, 11, and 12. And just identify people in our community that are already members or customers. And if they can gather some people together at certain locations, we'll come with bottled cold water and samples. Thinking mainly the trim, just because of the ease of it and people feeling it so quickly, but they'll have a choice. So we've already got 1 person booked, yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. We don't want to spend the whole day. I can't see myself standing in front of a mall handing out I want to have it be very qualified. And we have a few new customers and a few new members on the team here in Vermont that live very close to us. So we thought we put it out to them, hey, how can we support you? If someone did that for me and I was brand new, and I said, hey, get 10 to 20 of your friends to show up between 10 and 10:30, we're going to offer free samples, I would do it. So I think it's going to work well for us, and it's going to be short-lived. I think we're going to get a lot of great I think we're going to get a lot of great energy because of it, and we're going to help the existing people who are already either customers or members.
Right. So we're going to bring bottles of water. We'll bring single trims. We may bring some extra trim so they can have one for the next day.
I think so.
We're going to mix it. We're going to hand it to them. We're going to chat. We'll be in each location for about 30 minutes. So it's in, it's out. It's not too much.
And we're doing it in the morning. For your suggestion, Dave. Here's the thing is I remember someone saying years ago at an expo, it's like, hey, because a lot of people are like, oh, let me take it home. No. I want you to open it, put it in the water, drink it up, and it's free. If not, it costs $5.
Right.
Or whatever. Remember that, Dave?
We should do that with the strips. We'll put one on you for free. If you're going to take it, it's $5 or $10.
Yeah, because you know what happens when people get home? It goes in their drawer. There's no value. But if you can see them, in fact, at the expo that we did locally, we were helping a friend and we just gave little Dixie cups, like this much of the trim. And I can't tell you how many people came back within 5, 10, 15 minutes, said it tastes good, and oh my God, I feel it. So yeah, they'll drink it on the spot.
Yeah, cool. Anybody else? What do you got planned for for Saturday, June 3rd?
I'm still looking at places right now, but an idea that I had that I'd actually like everybody's opinion on it for getting contact information. So I plan on being out and about, but I was writing down ideas. I love trying to go talk to gyms. I love that idea. So an idea that I have is when I give somebody a sample, they've got to text me sample. And then I know that I gave them a sample and I know I have a valid phone number for them.
Oh, good idea.
So I thought that would be a super easy way to go about it. You know, text me your name and sample. And then that's already taken care of. Then they have my phone number, I have theirs. They can ask questions. But I've not narrowed down exactly where I'm going to do it yet. This is a really big place.
Right. Cool. Good. I like the idea on the text. I have them text you right then. That's cool.
That's a good idea.
Who else? Anybody else have any thoughts?
We haven't narrowed down a location or anything as yet either. You know, because like Joy was saying, sometimes when you bring products to people, they're so skeptical at first. And so we're trying to, you know, for people that we already know, trying to talk to them more so like, just like, they know, how would you say, like they refer them to us and because they feel like, oh, well, this person know her, so they'll get comfortable and trust them. So that's kind of almost like what we're thinking about, and you know, we'll go to them as well.
Sure.
Whichever location they'll want us to come to.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. Anybody else?
Dave, I have a question that came up today.
Sure.
Rich was talking about the strips. So a friend of mine, he was talking about working out in gyms. Have you ever heard of anybody using the strips for muscle recovery, like while somebody's trying to build?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It works.
Yes.
I was talking to somebody today and he said, you know, that is the absolute worst thing that you deal with is those 2 to 3 days after you push really hard.
Yep.
So he is doing me the favor of gonna wear, his is a big guy. So he's gonna put a whole strip on, I don't know, my muscles, bicep, and maybe a whole strip on the or something. And he said he's gonna work out shoulders really hard and whatever, but he's only gonna do it on one side so he can have a.
Cool. Yeah, they'll notice a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, for recovery, when my shoulders, usually my traps after we work out shoulders and traps, I'll do a half a strip on each strap, and it just rebalances me. It just within minutes.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's exciting. Thank you.
Dave.
Yeah.
Darlene.
Yeah.
I was had a little bit different approach to June 3rd. I was thinking of loading up my ice chest with ice water bottles, cold bottles, and going down my neighborhood and talking to my neighbors and
Cool.
offering the trim samples with a bottle of water. And
Perfect.
since they, I only know so people so far down, but then all I have to do is say, well, I live around the corner.
Right.
And people feel comfortable with that. I'm a
Sure.
local. So I think that might be kind of fun. And they would feel comfortable giving me their information.
Neat. No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I actually just had a thought because of Darlene. Tampa has the longest sidewalk in the world.
Well,
There you
sorry to hear that.
Well, no, it's a great thing. It goes around the smelly, well, when it's not a smelly bay. But her idea, like, just go to one of the little stations where people are coming around the corner who would like a cold,
Sure.
refreshing energy drink while you're working out, while you're rollerblading or running or biking or whatever.
Yep.
Thank you, Darlene.
Yeah. I was at Dunkin' Donuts this morning. They got a new drink, by the way. It is powered by Monster. They're pouring the Monster energy drink into one of their, talk about people wanting energy. Oh my gosh. There's so much junk out there, guys. A big opportunity. That's a great idea, Jennifer. Great idea.
That is.
What else? Other ideas for the Saturday? These are great. I'm learning some stuff. Who else would like to share?
Well, Dave, hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
My team and I, well, actually, I brought it to their attention because a lot of people on my team, they're not normally on social media and they're not normally, on the calls. But I constantly, feed them information from of course, the links that you guys put up. I mean, there's so many links that, Joy is sharing and others are sharing. I normally, send pictures, screenshots, and, and I tell them, hey, use these, and stuff like that. And they do it. Unfortunately, a lot of people on my team, they are extremely busy. However, when I, told them last week, I said, hey, the company is doing this nationwide sampling day. So
Yep.
they was like, okay, well, tell me about it. What is it? Yes, a couple of them said, yeah, I saw the email, and I began to explain it to them a little bit further. So I said, well, I really don't know. So immediately, a couple of them got right on the phone with the local grocery stores, and that particular weekend in the surrounding area, they were all booked for other things out front, and we were going to set up. But unfortunately, like I said, one of them got a little bit discouraged, and then we came about and said, hey, there's a really nice park, and it's on Saturdays. They always have different events that are happening in the park on any given Saturday. So we decided to go ahead, and we did. We actually rented a pavilion, and so far we put out invites. So far we have 20 people that has confirmed.
Wow.
So far, that's committed to say that they're going to be there. We actually just kind of threw out a roundabout number of 60 people, which we're going to be, handing out flyers and different things in the park. And because we're going to be there from that morning, and we want to catch the people that are walking and jogging and actually going to be on the soccer field. That's going to be, at the softball field and different things like that. And that's going to be at the other pavilions. So that's pretty much where we had it at. Everything's already been rented and it's been confirmed already. We just, kind of put out there about reserved like 60 tickets pretty much just to see. And then next thing you know, I got 2 more people on my team and said, hey, what can I do? Okay. Wow. And some of the guys, they were like, okay, tell you what, we'll get some sun chips. We'll just make this a whole healthy thing. Let's get some hot dogs, let's get some other things out there and put it together, and let's just make, you know, a day out of it, even for the kids.
Right.
So that's pretty much what we're doing.
Wow.
That's cool. What a lot of great concepts there. I want to touch base on one of them because you're not the only one, Owena. There's a lot of people on the team that they're busy. Number one, most people fit this into the cracks of their life. Joy and I are one of the few that do this full time. And then if they're not on social media, what do you do? You know, one of the things that we're going to be really being aggressive and pushing for here in the next really couple of weeks, and let me pull this up if I can. I don't know if it'll blank you guys out or not. There you go. Make sure people are signing up for our emails. The one thing we haven't done is got enough people. So if your people are not on social media, if they're really busy, we're sending 1 or 2 emails out a week, but it's one way. It's another way to keep somebody in the loop who's not on social media. Okay. Like tonight's call, like the opportunity on Monday, we'll do recordings, those kind of things. If they're part of this, they're going to know where our training sites are. They're going to know and be part of our YouTube channel. So when we post a new video, whoever's part of it who subscribes to our channel, and we have about 570 people, 580, you'll get an email. And so you know there's a new video up of somebody, something else going on the team. So make sure your team is going to ourteamemails.com, signing up for the team emails. That's one way to make sure there's a connection. Okay, that's what you, when you first started talking, Owena, that's what you made me think of, and that was, you know, connecting with the team. But I love the idea that you guys have pulled together. Great.
Yeah, because they were getting a little bit, you know, not to say it was discouraged. I don't think so. And it was some things that every time they went to people, you know, they was like, oh, you know, they forgot the health thing. Or, you know, it's like, oh, okay, you say the 0 sodium, 0 sugar. Yeah, that's what they have in it. But then still they're eating candy, they're eating all these other things, and they're consuming all these bad things, and they're going to point out, you know, other ingredients. So, you know, just getting past that. So I said, well, tell you what, and it's just something to get them motivated again. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they are on my team. So, and they started out the gate, you know, they were full blast. And it's like all of a sudden, which, you know, life does happen. But I was very surprised when I actually said something to them and I gave them something to be a part of. And they were ready to jump on board, you know, with everything. So I was super happy about that. And, you know, and I'm excited about Saturday. I wasn't expecting, you know, to this point that they were going to be so excited even up till today. They was like, okay, so what are we doing? Are we going to get banners? You know, so we have one banner. So hopefully it'll be ready by it's say that it was going to be ready by Tuesday. So hopefully it's going to be ready by Tuesday, and they're going to get the whole shebang, balloons, everything. So I'm pretty, you know, excited, and I'm very, you know, grateful, and I'm proud of them.
Cool, absolutely. You know, I think, you know, let's talk about leadership for a minute. Most people, what's that in Proverbs? You guys finished the statement. Without vision, people perish. And I think people are craving vision. So when they run into somebody who has vision, you know, too bad if it's a Hitler, right? Because there was a vision there that if people don't have their own, they're going to follow someone who does. So Owena, I just kind of had the sense that, you know, you had a vision for what it could be and what's possible. And because you had it and perhaps they didn't, you know, they stepped in. They saw the vision that you had and became supportive of that. And I think as leaders, I know I'm shifting gears on you guys a bit here, but I think as leaders, that's really something to consider. So when we're chatting with our team or even brand new people, even if they haven't started yet, are you casting a vision for them?
Well, it's interesting that you're saying that, Dave, because we were talking about that yesterday, and I wanted to toss a question out for the group as well.
Sure.
Who do you find that there's a certain market that is being attracted to Tavala trim with the trim product more than others, or what do you see a specific market that seems to be drawn to it quicker, instant response, or that you find more connection with?
For
And
whatever,
I'll specify why I'm asking that question in a minute.
I have noticed a very, very significant trend in my team, and that is that most of them are over 60, probably over half, which is very, very unusual, but that is just the way that it's. And I really hadn't identified it as liked, that they were more responsive or anything like that. But one of them said to me, well, yeah, we're all living on Social Security. So I've had a significant amount of people that are retired.
Okay.
Of course, that is Florida.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's
But
interesting, though, that there's that
too.
demographics. Well, our demographics are probably, what do you think, Joy, 45 to 65?
Probably more than that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying, Jen.
Here's some interesting information. I'll post a link for this in Team Tavala so everybody can look at it. But 27 years ago or so, I was in the first network marketing company I was ever in. And one of the things, it was new again. And one of the things that they constantly talked about, it was as if they were preaching over and over and over. It was fantastic, the information. There was, it was late 80s, early 90s. There was a book called Age Wave 2000 that talked about where the baby boomers were going to be at. And it was talking about targeting the baby boomers and so forth. How they wanted to look young and all. Well, it's interesting because this article was published on May 4th, this month. And it talks about how people in that baby boomer category have almost given up on weight loss because nothing is working for them. It also talks about an untapped niche market. And it lists a whole bunch of categories. One is the elderly market. It mentions in the diabetic market. Overseas, we're going overseas. It's the men's market, Hispanic market. So it's interesting what it talks about. And millennials. There was some other articles on millennials. Now what's interesting is millennials. One article I read, and I started doing research on this last night, because we're going to put together a presentation that talks about all these markets. One of the things with millennials, they did a study for baby boomers and millennials. If you took a baby boomer back at their age where millennials are right now, millennials are having a harder time losing weight than the baby boomers. The baby boomers were more active. There's more things. There's stigmas or stigmatisms or things that are making people awake at night. For example, the white light on the devices and being able to stay up later, activities with social media, with video gaming, and also because of all these different this environment that they find themselves in, they don't lose weight like baby boomers did when they were their age. It was pretty interesting, the struggles that they're having. So what Dave and I were talking about yesterday was part of what they what they were talking about with Nu Skin was how companies targeted the baby boomers and being like a pig moving through a python. And all those companies that targeted the baby boomers at that period of time became multi conglomerates, billionaire companies, and so forth. So by focusing on that, now by creating that vision like Dave was talking about and helping them to see how big this picture is, now this not just baby boomers, we're encompassing a whole nother market, in with that as well. And by showing that those ones that targeted those markets made fortunes with them, it helps them to see, by being in this, it helps them to see, I have that same opportunity. So we're making it believable for them in that regard.
So
we're going to be doing some revamping on the presentation that Dave was talking about on Monday nights that we're going to be doing. And we'll make it available to other ones that want to do that. And you want to join in on these on either on Monday nights, or you want to have some during the day for your team, or other nights as well. Feel free to do that. But that will create vision. that will get them excited. And then also some of the things that they talked about was when a new company, especially where we're at, and I happen to be in New Skin at the time, not within the first year, it was within the first couple years, and they had not gone through their momentum phase. And so they constantly were talking about, Dave has already started talking about this if you clued in on it. The momentum that he's experiencing in his group, I'm starting to see some of that momentum as well, with the consistent growth week on week and compounding, on top of that. Now, in that regard, when a company hits momentum, when it starts, and they talked about, and I couldn't find the statistics, I don't know if somebody made this up, but Harvard, they were talking about how Harvard Business School, when a company hit $50 million in annual sales in a year in the country that they were founded in, they would go vertical for about 3 to 5 years. And a company would put on about 70% of their distributor force in that period of time. And he kept talking about this and talking about this. And New Skin did that, and they became a billion-dollar corporation within those 5 years of hitting that momentum. So we're going to have the same thing happen here at Tavala, but we need to cast that vision, and it also creates what's the word I'm looking for? An urgency for the team to be able to build wide so that they capture the depth when that momentum comes in. So it's very important for them to understand the timing and the position that they're at. It's very important to build with this, to build wide and just put the blinders on and keep building and building and building. So when the momentum will hit, there's no question about that. And so when it does, we're all going to be in that position to be able to capture. So it's a perfect opportunity. But being able to capture that and cast that vision to the team and that level of urgency for them to do that keeps the fire burning, so that they see the success then when it happens.
Gotcha. Cool. So yeah, we had so to really summarize what Rich was saying too is, number one, we're going to be working on a new presentation that really speaks to the baby boomer. It also speaks to the millennial, so they get a sense, and then when they see the products, they're going to understand that that is the connection between what they want, because there's two different approaches in the world. What they want, Generation X has a different approach, is how they can connect in the world. So Rich has really done some great research on this. So we're going to work on having that come out. But right now, the most powerful thing you can do is to go wide, is to keep recruiting. And people always ask, what can I do for my team? I'm not getting this, or I'm not getting the response, or I'm not getting people moving around. The most powerful thing you can do for your team this week is to enroll 5 new people. That is the most powerful thing you can do. People tend to want to get into the management mode, and Joe and I made that mistake in a previous company. And you know what? When you get into management mode, if you stop rowing, recruiting, your team stops. Guaranteed. It's as winter, spring follows winter, morning follows nightfall. If you stop, so the most powerful thing you can do is to keep recruiting and keep sharing and keep growing. Okay. This comp plan fortunately pays you unlimited levels wide. Many of them cut you off at 8 or 10 or 15, that you can only go so wide. I did count ours up tonight. And again, guys, when you hear our numbers, we didn't have anybody in front of us telling us what the numbers could be. So I'm sharing with you guys. We've enrolled 118 people. 64 of them are our customers. 64 customers in our group. And the most powerful thing you can do is just keep moving this way, because as we do, we're seeing, and many of you are on the line here, you're going deep and you're starting to drill down, and we're down 3 or 4 places now, 9 deep. Okay. So we're seeing that after a little over 5 months in here. So just I tell you that just so you have perhaps a perspective of where this thing is going and where it's heading. Yeah, I think we're 2 or 3 months away, maybe 4 at the most, of seeing some vertical growth. Vertical growth meaning instead of doing this at an angle, it's going to hit a point that it's just going to go straight up.
Yes. Okay? Yep.
And when that happens, we're seeing the soft launch of Europe right now, right? And I'm going to share this on the call tonight. I'll share it with you guys now. Randy said, please share this. So we had a contact through a friend here in Burlington, Vermont. This guy, we went over to visit a friend, and this guy is sitting in their living room. And we mentioned this the strip product. And she said, "Are you still with Forever Green?" We said, "No, we're now with this company. We got these new strips." And he looks at us, and he was from Europe, actually Slovenia. And he told us the name of the other strip, which were power strips. And I'm like, "How do you know about these?" He goes, I am the director of a medical clinic in Slovenia. We used to carry them. And so one thing led to another. We got Randy on the phone with him. We're on Skype 2 or 3 times. Randy goes to Slovenia last Friday. He lost his luggage at this point. Oh, he had a trip. Believe me, he had a trip. He lost his luggage. Gets to Slovenia. Domen, our friend we met in about 2 miles away in Nina's living room, had put almost 50 people in the hotel for this meeting. Since Friday night, we'll talk about the power of what's happening here. Since Friday night, that's 5 days. Right before this call, I counted it up. In Slovenia, we have 67 new members. They can't even buy product yet. They're signing up unqualified. One guy's already signed up 10 or 12 people, right? Imagine what begins to happen because the company's not going to announce a hard launch until they got product on the ground, right? When that happens, out of 60-some people, you're going to get 20%, probably 15 or so, they're going to buy the builder box, right? There's 3,200 volume that day. You're going to have people buy the alpha, and all they're going to have are the QRS, the quantum relief strips. We're seeing that there. We have the Caribbean's already open. Bermuda is in a soft launch. We got a couple other countries coming. They've not given any dates at all. We have some tools coming that'll knock your socks off. Right now, guys, is the time to go wide. And even though Joy and I don't know anybody overseas, well, her son's in-laws in Australia. Eventually we'll be in Australia. But in Europe, but it's like, I'll guarantee that everybody on this line, everybody listening to this, knows somebody in their community, somebody in their friend, probably on their cell phone, that knows people in Europe.
Well, how many people have we known that live in the United States and they have a cousin, a friend, a neighbor, whatever, that has contacts, and it may go 1, 2, 3 down, and because of that contact, and they never had a conversation, they absolutely made a lot of money, had a huge team, made millions of dollars, and I can see how that's possible here. In fact, Ray, we were talking to one of your gals, because in the United States, we're all bombarded with opportunity, but in other countries, that's not so. Yeah. And because Tavala is really taking their time and doing it right, I think they're really catching the attention not only of people here in the United States, but overseas. Totally impressive. And Chantel can tell us, because she's in the Bahamas.
Hey, Chantel.
And perhaps, you're not bombarded as much as they are in the States. This is a real opportunity for you, right?
Absolutely.
Live from Nassau, it's Chantel.
Finally, I get to see you guys.
Awesome.
Welcome. Chantel hit silver very quickly. She is a very seasoned network marketer, been 18 years, if I remember, in the business. And she is on Nassau and is developing a massive team there. So we're just excited. We're going to get to meet you in a couple of weeks. You're coming up to Vermont.
Absolutely. I'm so excited.
We are too.
I can't wait to see my baby, and then I can't wait to meet you guys.
Yeah, that's the proper order. So cool stuff. Yeah. So Joy was talking about the opportunity. In our country, we tend to get so many ads and so many businesses that we there's this shield that comes up. What do you experience in the Bahamas, Chantel?
Well, let me tell you, in the Bahamas, first and foremost, I just want to say hi to Richard. He's the best of the best. Yeah. Hey, Ray. Hi, Joy. Hey. I'm very, very excited about this business, and believe it or not, I was doing something else, still doing something else as well, and I've had so many people reach out to me, hey, what do you have new in weight loss? And so my upline, Hendel, he said, Chantel, I'm telling you, man, you got to try this stuff. And so I was like, okay, no problem, send it to me. And so I went ahead and he sent me a sample, because that's the operative word, the sample, the free sample.
Yeah.
And when that took my energy out the roof, oh my God, I said, this is it. And so, of course, it's customary in the Caribbean. People look forward to going to the beaches. And because of them wanting that beach body, this was a plus. I have never ever been in something of this magnitude, particularly weight loss, where people are running me down for the product.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited about it, you know. And I must say, I give it up to Richard. Richard said, Shanta, both Dave, you and Richard said, listen, let me know if you want me to send out samples to whomever, I can do that. And Richard was sending out some stuff to some persons for me. And I ended up ordering one of the packets, the bill, I can't remember which one, the promo. And I said, you know something? I got to start giving this out. And so I sold some. And believe you me, I have been reaping the rewards. I'm literally just doing this social media. I've not had any meetings whatsoever. And really, you said it, from the cell phone. I literally have been sending out some of the YouTube videos. I love your videos, Damian. I've been eating up and sucking up just by forwarding those stuff via the WhatsApp app.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool.
And Chantel, you're going to be in Vermont on June 3rd. Dave and I are laughing because you've got your son's graduation. Wouldn't it be fun to start a Vermont team? Bring some samples. Bring some samples. We'll follow up.
Definitely, I will.
Yeah.
The Nassau Vermont team. I don't know. Those will be some fun get-togethers, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And I just thought about it today. My mom went titanium on last night.
Yes.
And yeah, so all she did was she said, listen, call this person, do this, do that. And so it just happened. And I have one of the teachers in Vermont who loves weight loss stuff. And so she is telling me, she said, just send it. So I said, you know what? When I come down, I'm going to bring it down for you. So
perfect.
I'm excited about that. And so what I want to do is I want to get some of the people here set up where we can do the sampling as well on June 3rd. Even though I'm going to be there, they will be able to, we can get approval to one or two of the supermarkets here.
Okay.
Where they have a lot of traffic, or by the mall, and do the sampling.
Perfect. Perfect. Good. Cool stuff. We're excited to have you part of the team. Thank you for being here. This is you're a great addition.
And
So
you'll meet Randy soon. He's going to come to the Bahamas.
Yeah, Randy. Yes. Let's talk about that for a minute, guys. We got so many events coming. It's gonna blow you out. I don't have all of them. A few that I do have is we got the 3rd, which is the sampling weekend, right? I think Jake's going to be in Florida. I think Randy opted. He took a hit for the team. He's going back to Hawaii, and we've on the 10th where they're doing an event in Vegas. On the 17th, Alan's going to be up in Darby, Montana. Look it up on a map. It's outside of Missoula, but she's already got 20, 30 people committed to going in there. The 17th, we're going to be in Florida, down in the Deerfield Beach area with Randy. On the 18th, which is a Sunday, we'll be in Tampa. Randy then goes on the 19th on Monday to the Bahamas.
Awesome.
He will be in Nassau, so hopefully you get to meet with him, Chantel. We definitely told him we want him to meet you. The 22nd, he'll be in Puerto Rico. The 24th, he's going to be up in Bermuda. And you're going to hear of events coming up in Oklahoma, Texas. The company has made this decision and put up the money that they're going to be on the road.
Awesome.
Okay. And a lot of companies say, well, we'll come if you put 100 people in the butts in the seats, right? That's how, when we did our first event with our last company, they said, you got to put at least 100 people in the room. This company says, no, we'd rather come if there's 10 or 20 people to help build it to that 100 people. Okay. So I want you guys to take advantage of that. There is a form in your back office under resources. It's a corporate request speaker form, and all you need to do is fill it out. It automatically gets sent to them. They will contact you. They will give you details on what they're looking for, give them an idea. You know, our CEO, Alan Davis, went to Portland last weekend. 11 people showed up. I thought it was fantastic. Okay. They got a couple of really strong networkers to sign up. They got some people who are already on the team to commit at a deeper level. That once they saw how real it was, right?
Yeah.
So events are huge, guys. Leaders build at events. That's how they do it. This company is willing to back it up. So we got some big stuff coming. Okay. We've only got a couple minutes. I want to get your impression on this, just in case we need to order more. What'd you guys think of those of you got the brochures? What'd you guys think of them?
Awesome.
Do you like them? You've been handing them out. Are you using them?
Oh,
I can't wait to get them.
Yeah. Chantel, we set a couple of ours aside for you, so we'll get you some when you get here. But so guys, we went through 7,500 of these very quickly.
Whoa.
If we have more, if you guys are feeling there's more of an interest, we got a great price at 7,500. It was about the same price at 5,000, really, per piece. But if you guys have a sense of it, and I don't mind being the point guard and putting the order together. So keep an eye on that. Okay. So that was one thing.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Joy kept shaking her head. I'm all over the kitchen table, all over the floor. You know, we had to eat in front of the TV. Well, we do that anyway. I just want to make it sound bad. So let's see. So we have upcoming events. We talked about brochures, emails to the team. Make sure you get your team on that. We have about 5 minutes before I need to go, and we have the corporate call coming up, right? At 9 o'clock Eastern time here at the top of the hour. And I'll do intros. Please, everybody, show up on that call. Holler out who your first name, where you're calling in from. But to wrap it up, does anybody have anything they just absolutely have to get off their chest, something they want to share, something that on any subject that you like? Floor's open, man. Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. Me then.
Yes, one thing, if you want to build a team, Dave talked about knowing people in your contact list that may know people, that will know people in Europe. There's an easy way to develop that as well. I learned that from someone else that was very successful in building teams. Actually, I was never in Prove It, but I have the largest team that started because of me in Australia, because of the other company I was with. We brought exogenous ketones to Australia. They just happened to like, and introduced it to them. They just happened to like Prove It's better than the product that we had. But it was targeting people in Australia, going out and friending people on Facebook, and then just sending them a quick message, introducing them. We've got something exciting. It's launching in the company. If you want to hear it, let me know. I'll let you know. But there's a way to be able to not upset people by sending that message like it's spam. You put in your message, I almost didn't reach out to you, but I decided to because, and then whatever it is that you notice in their profile, that grabs their attention immediately. And I learned that from somebody else. They had a training course on how to reach other countries. But posts, I have them on my profile. Take the pictures, take the text, modify it, whatever you want, but take the text and mention that we're opening this country. Do you know anybody here? And then search for people in those countries, in network marketing, because people want to be on the ground floor in a new company in those countries. So I've sent samples to people I've never met before in Germany. They have the the quantum release strips in Germany. So I've sent them to them. So that's a way to be able to build a team in these areas. France, I've got some people that are expressing some interest in France now, but it's all through Facebook and targeting them that way.
Cool. Rich, we ought to probably ought to put together a two or three or four step training program, just little short 5 to 10 minute videos on how to do that.
Yep.
I think it's an awesome idea.
I have a format. I can tweak it. It's from the other company. I can just tweak that format, that document, and put our information in there. It's very quick to do.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Hey, Dave, I want to call out Ray, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that, some people say, oh, there's a fear about being involved in the very beginning. I tell you, Tavala has everything in place, but I love that Ray Lopez, that you're an experienced networker, you've been around the block, you've done other things, and one of your excitements was, it's not the same old, same old.
No.
It is a new company with everything in place. Would you just share that? Because when I heard that, it gave me more confidence to talk about, yeah, we're a new company, but everything's different. Do you mind sharing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I appreciate with the new company is so much enthusiasm and excitement, and that's contagious. I mean, and that to me, I didn't know very much about this. Dave set me up with some. I just told him just ordered me what you think I needed, and he did. And to make a long story short, I got excited about it. And like just a real quick story, in the 90s, we started with a program called Fit America, and I lost a lot of weight. I was doing $1.7 million a year in Paramus, New Jersey. We had a store, and we had 4 other stores in northern New Jersey. Wow. So since that time, since the 90s, we never met a product that worked like this trim. So when I got excited about that, we shared it with a bunch of people. But the enthusiasm of a new company is where it's at. And they're really, really striving to make things happen, make things right. So, and I think we got a great product too. And we got great leadership with you and Dave.
Oh, thank you, man. The other thing that Ray said to me the day we were talking, he goes, how do I start? What's the best way? And I feel exactly how you said it, Ray. So I'll paraphrase. You said, I'm not thinking small. What's the best way? Don't give me 1 or 2 packs. And here's what we talked about, and here's what he ordered. I said, number one, if you're here for real, you need to experience all the products. Well, that's experience box, right? And since you have an interest in the trim, you also need to buy the builder's box with the trim. And he said, okay.
Right.
Now, Joy and I call that our all-in pack. We're trying to get the company to go with it because I think that's, you know what? You want to move volume faster. You want to attract real leaders. Ray's had 5 stores. He's got his own business now down in Jupiter. I've had my own businesses. Last company I opened up, it cost me $50,000 to get everything set up. So somebody who's a real business person, they're not thinking, oh my gosh, $64, that's expensive. They're thinking, how much more can I put in to make this thing happen today, right?
And one of the things I appreciate is this compensation plan. It's really, really phenomenal. It really is. And one of the other things that we just decided in our team that we're not going to just deal with the trim, but we're also going to deal with the control also. We're going to keep those together. And when I send out a sample of the trim, I make sure that to work more effectively, you got to utilize the 2. And so that your volume goes up, everyone's volume goes up. And but I got a great team. One of the guys that I got to reach out to is Rick Leandro. Yeah. This guy is amazing.
He's an animal.
We got a few other people on the team that are great, and they're doing amazing too. But Rick Leandro really made it happen, which got me to the next level, and I thank him very much.
Yeah. When he and I talked today, he was putting an order in for a new person, and he said the other thing is I want to make sure we get Ray to that next level. I love that. Joy and I are the same way. I ask Alan and Randy, what's your next goal? Where you know what? Most in this industry, everybody looks down and says, what can I do down there? If you look up and help your upline, if you look up and kind of go, let me catch their vision. Maybe they're a little higher and they can see a little further. So I said to Alan the other day, I'd love to know what the next step is and how big of a piece our team can be part of it, right? So I love that Rick said, I'm going to help Ray get to the next level. Here's a downline looking at it. It's just there's a certain respect and a certain gratitude that you're in here, so you want to help the up and down. And that's
one of the things that I appreciate about Rick, and he lost 10 pounds in his first week.
Yeah,
the man's 296, and he was so grateful. He tried everything, and he couldn't drop anything. So I got to tell you something. The product that we have today in trim was exactly where as powerful as a product we had in the 90s. That was amazing. And so and how impressive that is that the founder of our company in Fit America signed up with me with Tavala. And now she's amazing too, doing a great job.
Yeah, and she said she wishes she had formulated it.
Yeah, she wished she had invented it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Guys, I got 5 minutes before the top of the hour. I need to scoot to get on the other line here in about 60 seconds. Thank you very much. Great information. Rich there, Jersey. We got Ray. I'm just going across the screen. Ray down in Florida. I got Joy. Jennifer, your thing's been flashing the whole time, so we'll figure something out there. The Roses, thanks for being here. Owena, thank you. Great insights and ideas that you had. Same with Darlene. Appreciate you in Southern Cali. And live from Nassau, so Chantel, we can't wait to meet you. And thanks so much, guys. This will be turned into a YouTube video. It's on our Facebook group. If you want to rewatch it there, I will make it a video while we're doing the corporate call. So we've got some neat things coming up, some new announcements on the corporate call starting in 4 minutes.
Thanks, Rick, for your video.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, good
Have a
night.
great evening.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye for now.
Bye.